There was new video released yesterday showing Nick Reiner calmly strolling near his parents' home hours before the murders. This was obtained by the New York Post. Let's take a look at it. It's video one. It's just a sidewalk. This is just him walking. For the listening audience, he has a bag over his left shoulder. He's walking calmly.
On December 14th, 2025, the entertainment world was shattered by the news that director Rob Reiner, 78, and his wife, photographer Michelle Singer Reiner, 70, were found dead in their Brentwood, Los Angeles home. Initially reported as a sudden loss, the narrative quickly turned dark as authorities classified the deaths as a double homicide. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office officially released the cause of death for both Rob and Michelle Reiner as multiple sharp force injuries. The detail, this clinical terminology, confirms a violent stabbing attack. Unlike a single wound, multiple injuries indicate a sustained and frenzied assault. The weapon, prosecutors have alleged that the defendant personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, a knife, during the commission of the crime. Perhaps the most chilling detail found in the death certificates is the interval between the onset of the attack and the victims' deaths. The documents state the interval was merely minutes. Implication: this contradicts any hope that they might have survived for a period of time awaiting help. The severity of the wounds was such that the trauma was almost immediately fatal, leaving first responders with no chance to intervene by the time the bodies were discovered. Official records note the time of discovery/pronouncement for the bodies with haunting precision. The detail: Rob Reiner's body was officially recorded at 3:45 p.m. and Michelle Reiner's at 3:46 p.m. Context: while they likely died earlier in the day, estimates suggest the morning of December 14th. This timestamp reflects the moment their daughter, Romy, and authorities encountered the scene. The proximity of the time suggests the victims were found close together, likely in the same room or adjacent spaces, confirming they died together. Investigators have focused on the timeline leading up to the murders to establish a motive or a trigger. The detail: witnesses reported a brief but loud argument between Rob Reiner and his son Nick at a holiday party hosted by Conan O'Brien on the night of Saturday, December 13th, less than 24 hours before the bodies were found. Significance: this public altercation serves as a key piece of evidence regarding the defendant's state of mind and the tension simmering within the family dynamic immediately preceding the violence. Surveillance and financial tracking provided a timeline of Nick Reiner's movements immediately after the estimated time of death. The detail: after the alleged killings occurred early Sunday morning, Nick Reiner reportedly did not call 911. Instead, he fled the Brentwood home and checked into a hotel in Santa Monica, roughly 4 miles away. The arrest: he was later tracked to a gas station convenience store in South Los Angeles, where he was arrested on surveillance video. This behavior, fleeing and attempting to secure lodging elsewhere, is being used by prosecutors to argue consciousness of guilt. In a move that has fueled further speculation, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge ordered the full autopsy reports to be sealed. The detail: while the cause of death, sharp force injuries, was released, the specific descriptions of the wounds, toxicology reports, and anatomical diagrams are hidden from the public. Reasoning: this was requested by the LAPD Robbery Homicide Division. Authorities argued that the release of investigative information could compromise the ongoing prosecution. This typically happens when the details of the wounds, e.g., defensive wounds versus surprise attack, are known only to the killer and are critical for cross-examining witnesses or the defendant. The legal filing against Nick Reiner escalated the severity of the case beyond standard murder charges. The detail: Nick Reiner faces 2 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances. The meaning: the special circumstances allegations are based on multiple murders and the use of a deadly weapon. In California law, special circumstances make a defendant eligible for the harshest penalties available, including life in prison without the possibility of parole or, theoretically, the death penalty, though California currently has a moratorium on executions. To understand how these disturbing details fit together, it is necessary to reconstruct the timeline as established by law enforcement and media reports. Saturday, December 13th, 2025. Evening. Rob, Michelle, and Nick Reiner attend a holiday party at the home of talk show host Conan O'Brien. The incident. Witnesses observe a verbal altercation between Rob and Nick. The argument is described as loud but brief. Late night. The family returns to their respective residences or the Brentwood family home. Early morning. Investigators believe the attack occurred during these hours. The death certificates indicate the victims died within minutes of the injury. Midday. Nick Reiner is allegedly seen on surveillance footage checking into a hotel in Santa Monica. 3:30 p.m. A medical aid request is made from the Reiner residence in Brentwood. Reports suggest the couple's daughter, Romy, went to check on them after being unable to reach them. 3:45 p.m. Authorities discover the bodies of Rob and Michelle Reiner. They are pronounced dead at the scene. Afternoon/evening, a manhunt for Nick Reiner ensues. 9:15 p.m. Nick Reiner is located and arrested at a gas station in Exposition Park, South Los Angeles. He is taken into custody without incident. Medical examiner report. The coroner releases the preliminary findings of multiple sharp force injuries. Court appearance. Nick Reiner makes his first court appearance. He is seen wearing a suicide prevention vest and does not enter a plea. Sealing order. The full autopsy report is sealed by the court to protect the integrity of the prosecution's case. The tragedy has brought renewed attention to the Reiner family's private struggles, specifically regarding Nick Reiner's history. Nick Reiner, 32, has been open in the past about his battles with substance abuse. Rehab history. Reports indicate he had attended rehabilitation centers approximately 18 times since the age of 15. Creative collaboration. Rob Reiner had previously tried to support his son's recovery by collaborating professionally. They worked together on the film Being Charlie, 2015, a drama based largely on Nick's own experiences with drug addiction and rehab. At the time, Rob spoke of the film as a way to heal and understand his son better. The system narrative. In the wake of the murders, some media outlets, such as Slate, have published op-eds discussing how the addiction care system may have failed Nick, highlighting the complexity of long-term recovery and the immense strain it places on families. The final report details currently available paint a picture of a sudden, brutal end to the lives of two beloved Hollywood figures. The 7 disturbing details highlight not just the violence of the act, but the tragic family disintegration that preceded it. As of late December 2025, Nick Reiner remains in custody. His arraignment is scheduled for January 7th, 2026, where he is expected to enter a plea. Until the trial begins or the seal on the autopsy is lifted, the public is left with these 7 harrowing facts as the only explanation for how an American icon and his wife met their untimely deaths. Medical examiner records connected to the Rob and Michelle Reiner homicide investigation have been sealed under a court order sought by Los Angeles police, according to court documents obtained by People. The court-ordered security hold bars the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office from releasing or posting any information about the case, including the medical examiner's report, until further notice, after police said they wanted detectives to receive important information about the Reiners' deaths before the media and the public. The Los Angeles Police Department said in a statement to NBC4, which was first to report the news. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office said in a statement issued Monday, December 29th, that it received a court order initiated by the Los Angeles Police Department to place a security hold on the Rob and Michelle Reiner case on the morning of December 24th. While the cause and manner of death were previously released on these cases, due to the court order, the information is no longer available, the statement read. No other case information or records, including the medical examiner report, can be released or posted on the website until further notice. The announcement added, the department understands the public's interest in these cases and remains committed to transparency when possible. Information will be made available once the court order is lifted. The court order, obtained by People, restricts the public release of any investigative information, notes, reports, or photos to anyone other than the assigned investigators. The LAPD confirmed to People that it sought to seal the records of the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's investigation into Robert and Michelle Reiner's deaths. Rob and Michelle's official death certificates, obtained by People on Tuesday, December 23rd, stated that Rob, 78, and Michelle, 70, died of multiple sharp force injuries inside their Los Angeles home on Sunday, December 14th, caused with a knife by another. The time between the onset of injuries and death is listed as minutes. The death certificates indicate Rob was found first at about 3:45 p.m. local time, and Michelle, who is listed as widowed, was discovered at 3:46 p.m. The medical examiner's office previously released the Reiner's cause of death on December 17th. Rob and Michelle's 32-year-old son, Nick, was arrested several hours after his parents' bodies were found on Sunday, December 14th. He is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection with Rob and Michelle's deaths and is being held without bail. Nick appeared in court briefly on December 17th, shackled and wearing a blue anti-suicide smock. His attorney, Alan Jackson, declined to enter a plea on his client's behalf, and an arraignment was slated for January 7th. According to multiple reports, Nick was being treated for schizophrenia before the killings. The LAPD added, "The causes of death of Mr. and Mrs. Reiner have already been made public." The order was sought only to ensure detectives from Robbery Homicide Division learned of important information surrounding their deaths before the media and the public. The order was not sought to undermine transparency. Rob and Michelle met while he was directing When Harry Met Sally and got married in 1989. The couple had 3 kids, Nick, Romy, and Jake. Rob also adopted his daughter Tracy during his first marriage to Penny Marshall. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what People has to offer, from celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Information about a memorial service honoring Rob and Michelle will be shared at a later date, a spokesperson for Romy and Jake said on December 22nd. In a statement shared December 17th, Jake and Romy said, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. Jake Reiner, Romy Reiner, Rob Reiner, and Michelle Reiner attend the 75th Primetime Emmy Awards on January 15th, 2024 in Los Angeles, California. Jake Reiner, Romy Reiner, Rob Reiner, and Michelle Reiner attend the 75th Primetime Emmy Awards on January 15th, 2024 in Los Angeles, California. Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner's children Jake and Romy shared a statement in the aftermath of their parents' killings. Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day," the siblings said. Jake and Romy called Rob and Michelle our best friends. Jake and Romy Reiner, 2 of the children shared by Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, have released a statement in the wake of their parents' killings. Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day, the siblings said in a statement shared with People. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. We are grateful for the outpouring of condolences, kindness, and support we have received not only from family and friends, but people from all walks of life, the statement continues. We now ask for respect and privacy, for speculation to be tempered with compassion and humanity, and for our parents to be remembered for the incredible lives they lived and the love they gave. Our new app is here. Free, fun, and full of exclusives. Their brother, Nick Reiner, has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, accused of fatally stabbing their parents, who were killed in their Los Angeles home during the early morning hours of Sunday, December 14th, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said. A source familiar with the investigation told People the couple were killed and later found in their bedroom. Jake Reiner, Nick Reiner, Romy Reiner, Michelle Singer Reiner, and Rob Reiner. Jake Reiner, Nick Reiner, Romy Reiner, Michelle Singer Reiner, and Rob Reiner in September 2024. Denise Trusello/Getty. The New York Times previously reported that Rob and Michelle's daughter, Romy, found her father's body after a massage therapist said she couldn't reach her parents. Romy reportedly fled the house without seeing that her mother had also been stabbed and was later told by a paramedic, per the Times. Nick was arrested on Sunday, several hours after his parents were found dead. He is being held without bail. Want to keep up with the latest crime coverage? Sign up for People's free true crime newsletter for breaking crime news, ongoing trial coverage, and details of intriguing unsolved cases. Multiple sources previously told People that Rob and Nick engaged in a very loud argument at a party hosted by Conan O'Brien, hours before the alleged killing. Nick was freaking everyone out, acting crazy. Kept asking people if they were famous, one of the sources said. Rob and Michelle got married in 1989 after meeting, while he was directing When Harry Met Sally. In addition to When Harry Met Sally, Rob directed several classic films, including The Princess Bride and A Few Good Men, and starred on the groundbreaking sitcom All in the Family. The absence of the Reiners in the New York Times tribute drew a lot of questions and speculation. Many wondered if the graphic nature of their deaths was why they were excluded from the list of celebrities who passed away this year. Others wonder if the Christmas Day opinion piece written by Martin Scorsese, reflecting on his friendship with Reiner, served as his very own tribute in the publication. Regardless of what the reasoning was, the Reiners being omitted struck a nerve with many. After all, the couple were pretty much universally beloved in the industry. And with all the personal tributes from other public figures, as well as the NYT's massive number of articles about them, it just didn't make sense why their names weren't featured alongside Diane Keaton, David Lynch, Jane Goodall, Michelle Trachtenberg, and Angie Stone. However, the actual reason why the Reiners were missing was not personal at all. The New York Times Senior Vice President of Communications, Danielle Rhodes-Ha, told Deadline that the Lives They Lived segment had already been approved and locked in for publication before it was released. The Reiners passed away on December 14th, 2025, which was days after everything was finalized on December 11th, 2025, making it poor timing rather than something malicious. Though the print publication date is December 16th, the content was finalized and sent for publication on December 11th, 3 days before Rob Reiner's death. Rob and Michelle were found dead at their Brentwood home by their daughter, Romy Reiner. The couple reportedly suffered multiple knife wounds and succumbed to their injuries. Hours later, the police arrested their youngest son, Nick Reiner, for the murder of his parents. The alleged perpetrator is set for a hearing on January 7th, 2026. Subscribe to our newsletter for fuller coverage. Curious for more context and follow up on cases and editorial decisions like this? Subscribe to the newsletter for expanded coverage, background reporting, and subsequent developments focused on these topics. Subscribe. The Reiner son has been open with the public about his battle against drug addiction for more than a decade. He has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and remains in custody without bail. If he is convicted, he could face life in prison without parole, or even the death penalty. Rob Reiner and his son Nick Reiner got into a big fight at a Christmas party hosted by Conan O'Brien on Saturday night, a source tells People. Reiner and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner were found slain at their home on Sunday afternoon. Nick was later arrested and charged with murder. Rob Reiner and his son Nick Reiner got into a heated argument at a Saturday night holiday party the night before the director and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner were killed on the afternoon of Sunday, December 14th. Multiple sources at the party tell People. TMZ first reported on Monday that Reiner, 78, and his 32-year-old son got into a very loud argument at a Christmas party hosted by Conan O'Brien on Saturday night. 2 sources confirmed to People that Reiner and his son got into the argument at O'Brien's party. Rob Reiner attends the premiere of Vertical Entertainment's Shock and Awe at the London West Hollywood on July 9th, 2018 in West Hollywood, California. Nick Reiner attends AOL Build Speaker Series at AOL Studios in New York on May 4th, 2016 in New York City. One of the sources tells People Nick was freaking everyone out, acting crazy. Kept asking people if they were famous. Rob and Michelle, 70, then reportedly left the party after the argument, according to TMZ. Rob Reiner, All in the Family star and When Harry Met Sally director, dead at 78 along with wife in apparent homicide. Rob Reiner, All in the Family, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner's life in photos, from a young actor to a legendary director. Rob Reiner. The couple were found slain in their Los Angeles home on Sunday, December 14th. Sources previously told People the couple was discovered by their daughter Romy. The Los Angeles Fire Department was called to the Reiner home around 3:30 p.m. local time to provide medical aid. First responders discovered Rob and Michelle. Nick was later arrested and charged with murder, and he is now being held without bail. Michelle Singer Reiner, Rob Reiner at SNL 50. The homecoming concert at Radio City Music Hall on February 14, 2025 in New York, New York. Michelle Reiner and Rob Reiner. John Nacion/Variety via Getty. The couple first met while Rob was directing When Harry Met Sally and later married in 1989. Rob and Michelle had 3 children together: Jake, Nick, and Romy. Nick has previously spoken out about his struggles with addiction and homelessness beginning in his teens. Reiner's middle child told People in 2016 that he cycled in and out of rehab beginning around age 15. As his addiction escalated, Nick said he drifted farther from home and spent significant stretches homeless in multiple states. The story behind his and his father's 2015 film together, Being Charlie, was partly inspired by Nick's younger years. Donald Trump says Rob Reiner died from the anger he caused others with his Trump derangement syndrome. Donald J. Trump, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner's family. All about his wife Michelle Singer Reiner and their 3 children, including troubled son Nick. Rob Reiner, L., and Michelle arrive at the Human Rights Campaign 2019 Los Angeles